triple stuff or go home. You twist, obviously. You twist.
I lick off the icing, I don't like the black parts.
I tend to alternate, twist, go with the side with the icing and the cookie, and then just like palate cleanser, you know, the naked side of the cookie.
See, clearly for me, anything goes. I eat them like grapes.
We're talking about Oreo cookies and what?
Yes, Eddie.
You know, I just got they have the little mini bags in the green room. And so for dinner last night, I had 2 bags of those. I highly recommend it for you, young lady.
You did eat them like grapes then.
Yeah, that's true. And I sat up till about 3 a.m.
He has a sugar thing. He used to eat these gumballs on set. Like, he would get so sick because he would eat so many gumballs. And I'd just look over and he'd be like a chipmunk. Like,
I have an addictive personality.
And it was just that I would go into craft services in the morning and there'd be like a full thing of gumballs, and then I'd come back like 4 hours later and there'd be like this many gumballs. And I'm like, what is happening? Like,
what about the cinnamon hearts? Remember when I was on the cinnamon heart jag?
I remember the cinnamon hearts. Yeah. Yes. So I think we all love sugar. I think that's something that happens.
Well, that's the craft service would just be like, you know, after lunch, the craft service would come around with hot chocolate chip cookies.
That they just made,
And it was just like, you know,
want to be
all work would stop.
Reasons to be an actor.
Yes.
Aaron, Derek, how do you eat the Oreos?
I'm old school. I like the old twist and lick.
That sounds like a Friday night over at my place.
Derek, what about you?
Here's our next. Derek, how about you? Derek?
Derek's not okay right
He's
now.
out.
Derek needs to let
I
down.
just keep feeding him water. Hopefully he doesn't throw up on my shoes.
Actually, Derek, we will tell you it is a Dragoncon tradition. Usually one person on Monday does drink straight from the pitcher because they are a little dehydrated. So it's okay if you want to do that. We're not going to tell anybody.
That's a weird way
That's
to
good.
put it.
There we go. Our next question.
I wanted to say thank you for your show, and no crying. I had cancer. I'm great. It's been 10 years. My friend lets me borrow her little girl. I dragged her and said, you've got to come to this panel. Claudia, unfortunately, you weren't here, but she loved hearing from everybody else, and I got her to watch the show, and she learned to play guitar also. Thank you.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And so it's been wonderful. And my question is Artie's bag an artifact? And if we sprayed it with purple goo,
In fact,
what would happen?
No,
So they should run around.
what would happen
If you sprayed Artie's bag with purple goo, what would happen?
we wouldn't get anything more out of it that we needed? Really clearly it became an artifact, and we said it was an artifact, didn't we? Derek, I know you're hungover, but... Derek, somewhere in season 5, we explained it, and I said, don't ask.
No, that was actually...
4?
That was actually in season 4. It was
Season 4, somebody said, how did you happen to have exactly, somebody says, what we need, come, and I said, just don't ask. Well, that was it. I mean, we just never explained. We never explained because they didn't have a provenance. I pulled that.
Mary Poppins.
Somehow on a Monday morning, but it didn't have a background that we were looking for. There was actually there is a Persian artifact. The name has gone out of my head now, but it is a word from. Maybe not Persia, I think it's actually Pakistan. It's a Pakistani word. There is a myth about a bag that can do, that had these magic properties where it always had what you needed. And I think that I was already pitching it in order to, if we were going to keep going, if we were going to keep going, then we would have explained that the bag was stitched together with that fabric. And that it was created to look like just a doctor's bag, but really it was from Pakistan and comes deep in from the depths of time. and it was with a children's story, was really not a children's story, because we used things that were not historically accurate. We did use things that came from fiction as artifacts. Occasionally, well, Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland.
So, or the mirror from Alice in Wonderland
Rose pen.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what it was, and it was a beautiful idea. And I'm the one who said, how come we keep getting exactly? It's a bit weird, you know. I just get exactly what my favorite thing that I ever pulled out of there was in the first season when we had that camera that made that FBI boss just turn into a two-dimensional cardboard thing whenever I wanted him to. That was a great thing. I loved that.
Yeah.
That prop was great.
That would be a lot of fun at the office some days. Yeah. So we got our next question.
I just wanted to thank you all. Obviously, like, you've touched a lot of people, and if any part of the filming of the show or the show itself became an artifact, what part of the show would it be and what would it do?
If something on set became an artifact,
It's so early, man. These are like test questions you get, you know, in the nerd part of the Warehouse 13 exam. It's like,
I've got it. I think I've got an answer.
Thank God you've got
Everything Eddie touched.
It was, you had to, the bongos that were in Artie's office. And I was saying this the other day at the panel. It's like, because whenever we were in Artie's office between takes, I'd pick up the bongos. I'd pick up the bongos and be like, boom, hey guys, what are we ready? Boom, hey Al, how you doing?
Don't touch me.
And so those bongos have been imbued with such malice from my castmates that they, anytime I would bongo them, I would disappear.
We would always pitch artifacts. We had one.
I was picturing that you would explode.
Oh.
We always wanted to pitch artifacts that you just pass by that are just there. Like, didn't we want to have just sitting in a chair, smoking a cigarette and looking really pissed off? Didn't we want to have the director of the creator of Twin Peaks,
David Lynch,
sitting in a chair on a warehouse, just smoking a cigarette, going, "The fuck do you want?"
It's over there.
Yeah, over there. Just going, or at one point we're pressed away, and then he goes, "What the hell is that, Artie?" It's just a sink. He said, "Well, you know everything about the kitchen sink."
That's the kitchen sink. I always really wanted there to be just a section of aging rock stars just sort of hanging out in one aisle. Like Alice Cooper was a big fan of the show. I wish that he had just been like sort of chilling out in a coffin. Like,
Eddie's
hey, what's going on?
We, Saul and Aaron and I were in Atlanta. We were in Atlanta. We were coming back from here. And we were at the airport, and we walked into a restaurant at the airport, and I was like, oh my God, it's Alice Cooper. Oh my God, it's Alice Cooper. And they're like, what? I'm like, over there, Alice Cooper's sitting over there. So we all kind of like looked at him and sat down at our table, and we were sitting talking, and a few minutes later, this guy comes over and comes between us and goes, aren't you the guys from Warehouse 13? And I looked up
more like Christian Slater.
You're Alice Cooper. Just kind of Slater, Nicholson.
Our love is gone. Let's go get a slushie.
Yeah, and I was like, shut up, Alice Cooper. You're Alice Cooper. And he was like, oh, I love the show. And of course, I just, much like my meeting with Richard Dreyfuss. I was like, oh my God, Alice Cooper, you have to come to the show. We love you, Alice Cooper. Please come to the show.
Jack. Alice Cooper says he wants you to the show.
Alice Cooper. Didn't happen, but wow, what a cool thing. We got our pictures taken with him. Then I had an 8x10 made that the three of us signed, and I actually sent it to him with the care package and stuff. So. And then I saw him actually at another event. I was backstage at this event, and he was like, Eddie! And I'm like, shut up! it's that kind of stuff that you just go, all right.
Got another question?